Here's 5 questions to help you on your next close of a sales call. The first one I've got is, if you were to look back in 3 to 6 months time, how would you determine the project was a success? And why this is so key and useful is it really makes the client or even just the prospect to really sit back and have a think and really tell you their ideas and their visions without even you really hitting them with the hard questions where they can already feel or already tell that they're being sold to. If you ask them that, it gives them a little bit of time to sit back, think, it gives you time to if it's a hard call, it gives you a little bit of time to just readjust and get back into your normal mindset. And then from there, they'll just tell you how they think it would be good. Is it just because they want someone to be in constant communication with them over the course of the next 3 to 6 months? Is it they want to hit, a certain amount of target, whether that is, X amount of figures, they want to make a certain amount of profit, a certain amount of revenue, or they want to bring in, a certain amount of, new customers. And from there, you can just write down whatever they've said. And then when you go into your next close call, you can literally just write down everything they've said with answers, and you can say what we're determining to do for you over the next 3 to 6 months is bring you an X amount of revenue or X amount of customers. And from there, it's just going to impress them straight away, because you've got to think as well, how many calls are they dealing with on the day-to-day basis? They're not going to remember what they've told you. And so you're going to go in there when you got the next, call booked in, whether it's in a couple of days or a week or a month, and they're going to sit back and think, wow, okay, they know exactly what I want, which is quite a weird thing, because how do they know? But you know why you know, because you've asked them that question. For the second one I've got, so obviously you're aware we're a marketing agency, so what I like to ask is, what was it last time when you worked with an agency? Why wasn't it a success? And with your business as well, you can ask them, what happened last time with that certain product you used? Why wasn't it a success? Or the certain core, why wasn't that a success? And I really like answering that question, because it literally just tells you everything. It tells you what not to do with that client. If they say they didn't like dealing with 2 to 3 different people within the company, they only like dealing with one specific person, it tells you straight away, okay, just get one person on top of that client. Also as well, what I'm seeing a lot recently is communication, which to me I think is just bare minimum. Really it's just seen as manners. And for some of them, they just don't like that they've only been spoke to once a week, once a month. So just to keep in daily updates, if not every 2 days, just so they're getting on, reporting back with analytics, stats and figures, even just a quick hello, just to see how they're getting on. One I like to ask as well is, it's quite a hard-hitting question, and you've really got to be brave and confident with asking it, because I know with a lot of people it can you can be quite scared to ask that question, but it really is getting straight to the point. What budget would you be comfortable with? Or typically, let's just say the product is £8,000. I don't know why I said 8. So would you be comfortable working within the price range of between about 7 to 10, £8,000? And from there, you're not just telling them the exact budget, you're giving them a little bit of leeway just to see if they would be comfortable within that region. And they could just go, yeah, no, it works best for me, or they could go, no, not really, it's a little bit out of my price range, or they might go the other way and be like, I was looking to spend a little bit more. And within that question, you're not seeming to come across as rude and saying, can you spend £8,000 with us? You are giving them options to determine between, either between 7 to £10,000. So it just works really well. You come across more polite, more courteous, and I think they really appreciate that. Fourth one I like to ask quite a lot is, when would you be looking at getting involved with this service, or when would you be looking at purchasing this product? It's quite a good question, because most of the time they'll go, I'm just browsing, or I want to get involved in 2 to 3 months time. And it's another quite a good open question, because you say that, and if they're going to say, I don't know, I'm looking for about 2 to 3 months time, you can just go to them, okay, what is the difference between now of you purchasing a product and within 2 to 3 months time? And from there they can say, we just don't have the money, or we just, we need a little bit more time to research, or they come up with all these different excuses. And what I really like counteracting with is, so with our service, obviously it's marketing, and we've had quite great success, either doubling, if not tripling online sales, to double, if not triple your sales. In my position, I'd love to get involved straight away if I'm being offered this service. And they really sit back and think, yeah, fair enough, why don't I just get involved straight away? There's no point waiting. If you're a business owner and it's going to make you money, you're going to want to get involved in straight away, not wait 2 to 3 months time to do your due diligence. Just get involved with it. The last one I like to ask is there anything about the conversation we've had today that would make you feel uncomfortable about purchasing the product / service within my company. And you know, as I'm saying about every single question here, you know, it really is a great tool because it just opens them up. It's not just a yes or no question. And you know, they can say, especially with us, I think what we're seeing quite a lot recently is, you know, you guys are a startup. You know, I'm a lot not that comfortable because you've not even been running a year. And you know, from there, it just gives you sort of a great excuse to sort of really sell your company again. You're not even selling the product. From there, you're selling yourself and the company. What I like to say is our sort of as peers, because we're a small company, you know, we are one review away, you know, sort of from crumbling. You know, every single person we get online, get on board, we need to perform and we need to deliver results, because if not, you know, no one else is going to come back to us. You know, and another sort of thing is when I say what makes you feel uncomfortable progressing with it, the steps, they might go, the price is too high. They've spoke with someone else and they've got a cheaper rate, or they're still not quite too sure about what the actual service is, what the actual product is. Maybe as a salesman, you've sort of rushed it, you've not explained it to them well enough. Because I think all of us as salesmen, you know, once you've really sort of understood the product or service you're selling, in your head, you know exactly what you're saying, you know how it means, but to the person on the other end of the phone, they might not quite grasp it. So, and then from there, you know, you can go over it again, relay sort of the facts and information, and maybe go over something you might have missed before in the call. This question as well, I think it's probably my favorite one as well. You can really get an understanding of what their objection is going to be, why they don't like it. Maybe they don't like you as a salesman. Sometimes it does happen. Maybe they don't like your company, or as I said, it might be too much. So I think that is probably the best question, because it handles all the objections, and from there you can either counteract it on that call, or you can jot it down and then book a follow-up call in a week's time, and you already know what the objections are going to be. All right, thank you again for watching, spending some time out of your day to sort of listen to me sort of waffle on. But I hope anyone out there sort of been able to take on my advice on boards, and yeah, if you've got any advice for me as well, be much appreciated. But if not, I look forward to catching up with you guys again soon. Take care.